Sorry, I was on mute. Yeah.
Just a second. Yep.
Yeah. I got scared looking at myself. Yeah, I look horrible today. Right, so let's get started. I want all of you to close your eyes. Now take a deep breath. I'm looking at you guys, so don't try to cheat. Inhale and then exhale. One more deep breath. And then try to forget all the worries you had or all the work related, whatever tensions you have. Try to release everything with your exhalation and be present. So I'll just say a gratitude prayer. Try to feel it and see if you can repeat it in your mind. So thank you, God, for giving such a wonderful life to all of us. Thank you, God, for supporting us in all the phases of our lives. Thank you, God, for sending a messenger, for giving me an opportunity to be part of this beautiful association. Thank you, God, for uniting us to support each other, our friends, our families, towards good health and a great life. Thank you, God, for the job opportunity which is bringing food and shelter to our table. Finally, thank you, God, for giving us this opportunity to speak here and share my learning and experiences from my life and the books I read. Now you can slowly open your eyes. So thank you for joining. I hope you'll have a wonderful time.
And thank you so much, Moini ma'am, for initiating the session with that beautiful gratitude. So now I would like to begin the session. And Supra ma'am, will you go first?
Thank you. It was a surprise for me, but I believe it is going to be a surprise for all of you also. Yeah, I'll get started. No worries. Yeah.
So let's start with Supra ma'am and start our day with her topic 10 ways to start your day.
Thank you for the awesome intro, Arsh. I am really excited for the entire session today, I would say. Before we get started with my topic, 10 ways to begin your day. As you all know, I'm Supra. I work with a banking domain. I really do not want to give an intro of mine today, but because Arsh called me for the first speaker of the day, I just thought I'll get started this way. Okay. So before we start our day early in the morning, how do we jump out of the bed, or do we really take some time in the bed? We just think how our day is going to be, or that I really woke up so late that I have to rush and open my just laptop without even thinking of anything in the day. Or maybe schoolgoers will start thinking to open your laptop and attend your session online. This is how your day begins, or how is that? You can give a thought about how your day begins. Just remember today morning what you did, right? So I'll get started with the first important thing. Every time you start your day, you have to think of your master key for that day. So what is the master key for the day? You have to think, what is the purpose of the day for you today? Let's take it today. For any single day it would be. So what is the master key? Master key is self-discipline. It's really, really difficult to get self-discipline in anyone's life. I can be very transparent when it is about self-discipline, because I'm not at all a disciplined person. Being very transparent and honest with you. The reason is, at some point of time, until when you have your 10th board, you are a disciplined person. 12th board, you are a disciplined person. Finals, you are a disciplined person. I think a part of this dates, we are never a disciplined person. But when you're going to take in charge of your life, think of that person who knows that today is the only day with him to prove that, to prove in an interview, let's take it in that way, that he is going to present his best, or the to the maximum he can. So how he is going to plan his day? He'll obviously have a lot of thoughts which will be juggling, and he will be uh, thinking about the entire day, right? So that person brings self-discipline. So once I was going through one of the video, and the one of the masters replied, how can we get self-disciplined in our life? So he just said, there's nothing you have to get self-disciplined. You have to practice one beautiful thing, that is, do you keep eating throughout the day without even feeling you are hungry? Did you ever, guys, realize before even getting hungry, we start eating? Have you ever made your stomach feel that hungriness, that you're losing all your energy out, and then whatever food comes on the way, you can grab and eat it? But we never give that chance to our body to feel hungry for that level. Every now and then we keep on munching something or the other. I'm not saying about healthy or unhealthy here, but we don't let our body get into that hunger stage. So that is what a self discipline is related directly to. Second thing is, I would say, light your day or your lazy dynamic. I mean, sometimes we try to rush ourselves so much, or we become, I'm talking about two pieces, how we think about two individuals here. Some people are very serious about their life, so serious that they want everything to happen very fast. So if they joined something today, or if they want the next day, they want to be a finished product and they want to be their best, right? Which is really not possible, and they are actually putting themselves into a very much stressed environment. So you have to take yourself very light. You have to be gentle on yourself when you get started. So slow and steady wins the race isn't very old proverb, but most of the sessions and seminar I hear that, no, these days you have to be fast, you cannot be slow. But it is said that the moment you are slow, you are the person who remains in that pace for a very longer duration of time. But if you're very fast, there are high chances you quit and you leave that place or any particular thing which you have picked for the day, right? So in this journey of life, you will come across a lot of people. You have taken an action plan. Let's take today, you decided to change and you want to take a new step. There will be a lot of people who will not like you for your change. So what are you going to do at this point of scenario? Are you going to listen to them, open your ears, entertain them? Obviously not, right? What you're going to do? Be silent, be calm, be very positive when they respond to something. Politely, gently walk away from their life. Keep on doing the action step which you have started today. So this was the third thing. I don't think so I can complete all the 10 of them, but I'll try to complete 5 of them today, and we'll keep 5 for the next. The fourth one is run your own play. See, you are in charge of your life. No one is going to decide what you want to be or what is not going to happen in your life. Let's assume today you stepped into one of the journey which you came across, opportunity pouring in your life, and you just thought to explore. While exploring, you realize that is not the place for you. That's okay. You are not going into guilt mode or thinking that that was a wrong journey. That particular journey would have actually given you a mark where you can reach to your next step. So you have to think your play as in what do we say, the games we used to play, right? Level 1, level 2. So when you go to level 1, it gives you a few obstacles which makes you go better to level 2, right? The same way it happens in our life. So you are going to take your own role play. You choose which character you want to be, and every day it's a new day. You do not have to think about what happened yesterday. Maybe you would not have cleared your interview, or it's okay to accept if you failed in an exam. The entire thing is not going to be lost over there. Just have to accept, and the moment you accept, you are the better person of your next version the next day. Last, I would say, make today a masterpiece. What does that mean? There are a lot of proverbs by a lot of people. Every single day should have so much beautiful memory and so beautiful that you should be cherishing for that day. When you see, it's not you regret the next day that yesterday was a bullshit. Yesterday maine waisa kyun kiya? Why did I scolded that person? Why did I had a fight with this person? I was going in the traffic and I was creating all the why these people are so crowded. We don't have to create all those scenarios. You are all, the moment you wake up from the bed, think that today is a day which is going to be in your calendar and you're going to mark it round for something special. And that is completely in your hand. Thank you so much for being a good listener, and sorry for the extra time I took. But I'll be covering the next 5 very precious points in the upcoming week. Thank you so much, Arshia. And thank you everyone for being a good listener.
Thank you so much, Supra ma'am. Like in the similar manner, this finger is the smallest, but without this finger, we cannot write. In the similar manner, the small changes that you suggested, if we follow them, then it can lead to biggest change in our life. Thank you so much, Supra ma'am, for sharing that amazing talk. Now, I would like to call Mohini ma'am with her topic, antidote or disappointments.
Hey, thank you so much, Ash. It's actually antidote for disappointment. So yeah, hello everyone. This is Mohini. So my today's topic, as you guys already know. So any guesses, like what is the antidote for disappointment? You can use the chat box. Like, what do you feel that, what is the antidote for disappointment? Any guesses? No expectations. Nice. Anyone else? Okay, so it lies in my first thing which I did today, or we all did together. So it is gratitude. So we all have that feeling, right? That we are very familiar with this feeling that we feel sometimes that you are not successful, or we feel sometimes that you do not have the relationships which you know imagined, or you hope for, and you do not have the things which you crave for, like I want this bag, or I want those kind of clothes. So all these kind of feelings we all are very much aware. So now what I mean, how can we get rid of it? Like, we have seen that some people are very happy in their life, they're always happy, and they're more satisfied in their life. So what is that one reason? I think, yeah, so I've already told, it's gratitude. Now, what does gratitude do to your mind? So there are amazing scientific research that whenever you practice gratitude daily, so it kind of produces some kind of hormones in your cells, I mean in your body and even in your mind. So when you practice gratitude, it gives you that it gives that punch to your mind, so that you can carry out your day in such a way that you do not have that feeling of disappointment, and you don't have that feeling of failures. So now if I talk about our ancestors, like if you imagine that even when our ancestors were there, so they had that feeling of that whenever you give something, like I am hungry and I'm looking for food, and somebody comes and helps me for finding out the food, then I feel gratitude, I feel grateful for them. And then I try to reciprocate the same thing by doing something else for them. Like if they need something else, I try to do it like that. So that way we were able to create a community. Like slowly we started creating a community, and that way we were able to overpower the animals, and we could have our human population that way. So gratitude is one of the most important thing in our I would say evolution. So now what happens, so whenever you whenever you practice gratitude, it refocuses your mind to the positive things in your day. Instead of just focusing on the negative parts, you try to refocus on your positive thing, whatever you have. Like as Supra said, right, we should not be worried about whatever happened in the previous day. We should look at the positive things happened in our day. And there must be something, like even a small thing, like you can be grateful about the weather in your area, or you could be grateful about a coffee you had. So all these small things matters, and it can rewire your programming. So what are the ways you can do practice gratitude? Either you can go to the person and tell them that you're grateful because somebody did something for you, or you can always write it down. So there were some studies done, and they said that even if you just write down, even if you don't go and tell the person directly, but even just if you write it down, you feel much more positive and you feel much more happier than you were before. So try practicing gratitude more, and I hope you will see the results, that you will not feel that disappointed with your life, because people are there, they are craving to get life like you, and you have much more things already in your life. So be grateful about those small things, and your life will be better. Yeah, that's all I had. Thank you. I was not very much prepared today. I had like long calls till even till now. I was having calls. So yeah, I try to do my best.
Thank you so much, Supra ma'am, for your amazing talk. And when a habit is backed by a research, it becomes a trust. So the way you spoke that gratitude is very much beneficial for our lives, it was amazing to hear from you. And thank you so much. Now, I would hand it over to Kiran sir for introduction of new members, if there are any new members.
Yeah, thank you, Ash. Do we have any new people here? Shweta, have you joined for the first time? I see Shweta. And anyone else?
I'm audible.
Yeah, Shweta, you're audible, but you're breaking a little. Shweta, we can't hear you if you're speaking anything. I think
I'm
this-
audible now.
Shweta, you're breaking. Your voice is breaking up. Could you maybe write in a message over the chat box? Maybe we'll pick you. We'll call you in between sometime later when your internet is better.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, awesome. Do we have anyone else who's new? I think pretty much everyone have attended already. If we have missed anyone, do message me or Arsh. We will call you back for the introduction. Okay, great. Over to you, Arsh.
Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to call Uma ma'am for her applied learnings from Vijay sir's PIM session.
Hey, thank you, Ash. So today I'm going to give you a very important tip, that is how to get recognition from your managers. So I will start with my own experience that few years back I was about to get a promotion, and for that there were some selected members whom they were evaluating. I missed that opportunity, and I will tell you why I missed it. At that time, I was a very rigid person that I like to work with perfection. For to make things perfect, I used to spend some extra time to make sure that everything is okay with my work. And that manager who was evaluating was a kind of person who needs everything on a speed. It's like he believes that whatever you deliver should be first in the market and the best speed you can deliver. So there were a conflict between our requirements. Like he wanted speed, I wanted quality, and due to that, we had some arguments. So what I was making wrong here was I was not meeting his requirements. Second, I was doing arguments, and he is a total significance driven person. So he believes that whatever I'm arguing, I am trying to make him wrong. So this was the mistake due to which I missed the opportunity of getting promoted. Now, after knowing some communication principles, what I've learned is you should know other person's requirement. So whenever now I try to work with new person, first I focus to know that what is his requirement, what that person needs. For example, my manager is a security driven person, and he likes each and every small details to know. So whenever I'm taking a call with him or I'm discussing something, I uh, I give him every small details, that what I'm working on, what approach I took, why did I took that approach, uh, what are the problems I'm facing. Even I discuss it with him, because he likes to know each and every detail. Then only he will feel that I will deliver on time, I will deliver a quality work. But when I'm talking to my reviewing manager, she is not a person with details. She likes to know the solution. She likes to know the when can we deliver. So whenever I talk with her, I don't go into the details. I just brief her about the issues I'm getting. Then I directly suggest her approaches, and I never go to discuss with her without any suggestions. I keep in mind that this person likes suggestions. So every time I take a discussion, before that, I make sure that I have one or two approaches to suggest her. So these are some tips that might be helpful. It is helping me because nowadays my reviewing manager uh, count on me. Whenever my manager is on leave, she knows that I can answer her question. So she started calling me whenever my manager is on leave. So this was some tips which helped me. Hope it also added value in your life. Thank you. Over to you, Ash.
Thank you so much, Uma Walia ma'am. And you had your personal experience in your talk. And I feel that whenever there is a personal experience in any talk, it is better, it is more connected to the audience, it is better perceived, and it leads to a very amazing talk. Thank you so much, ma'am. And now I would like to invite Kiran sir again for showing the PIM learnings by Vijay sir.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Ash, for this opportunity. All right, so we will do one thing quickly. So all of you who have attended the PIM sessions last week, we'll do a quick recap of the summary of what we learned. So here I would need your help so that you all can pitch in. So who would like to start? Nikita. Nikita, do you want to start? Nikita ji.
Yeah. Hi, Kiran. Hi, everyone. Yeah.
Yep.
So the last thing, like the one thing I've really, a few minutes ago only I've realized after talking to you, that one thing what Vijay said, am I audible, right?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah, am I okay? So one thing I've realized that a few minutes ago, only that we should give attention to the things that is actually required to get needed attention, or else our head is totally messed up, which happened to me recently, and I realized very few minutes ago, as I said, when we think about negativity, it drags, you extend it a lot, maybe a week, a month, or a year, and pura kharab ho jata hai dimag, and you don't do nothing good, you don't do good, or you don't get any good from that. But when we think about, when we don't think about positivity much, because वो उतना ज़्यादा weightage नहीं देते हम उसको. But when we compare, if we compare negativity and positivity, we give lot of weightage to negativity, which are like, that is very true in my life. That is what happened with me. मैं ज़्यादा importance negativity को देती हूँ, because then पूरा सब कुछ हो जाता है. Then one thing, अच्छा हिंदी में नहीं बोलते, खाली दिमाग शैतान का घर होता है. वो actually true है. So you have to engage yourself to do something, और else सच में शैतान का दिमाग बन जाएगा, खुद ही शैतान बन जाएंगे हम और खुद ही खा लेंगे हम अपने आप को. ऐसा ही होता है. So to avoid that, you should prepare a to-do list for yourself. And जैसे विजय ने one thing he said, in your to-do list, let your first priority be your family. And actually that is true, because in this pandemic you have been only with your family members most of the time, and उनसे ज़्यादा positivity कोई और दे नहीं सकता. एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम मैं अपने बहन के साथ टाइम स्पेंड करती हूँ. उसके साथ तो मैं कुछ प्रोडक्टिविटी नहीं करती, बस उसको मार के आना, उसको परेशान करना, वो मेरा टाइम पास है. बट आई फील गुड, लाइक व्हेनेवर, मतलब मम्मी को परेशान करना, बहन को परेशान करना, आई फील गुड. एंड उनसे थोड़ा बात कर लेती तो पॉजिटिविटी रहती है. तो मतलब वहां पे मेरे को नेगेटिविटी सोचने का टाइम नहीं मिलता है. एंड वेरी रिसेंटली मैंने अपने आप को एंगेज करने के लिए डेटा एनालिटिक्स का क्लास शुरू किया, क्योंकि व्हेन वी डू समथिंग वेरी न्यू we get excited, और हम excitement में सब कुछ, when we used to go, just when we used to go to first day of our school or college, how excited we were. हम भूल जाते हैं कि पहला दिन है, but ये excitement रहता है कि क्या मतलब नए friends बनाने वाले हैं, क्या नए friends बनाने वाले हैं, नया environment है. So to avoid all this negativity in my head, I started data analytics class. And one more thing I recently started is सब कुछ मतलब सब कुछ journalize करके रखना. And few things what recently मैं अभी एक और करने वाली हूँ, what Mohini said, to be grateful and have gratitude. So thank you. Yeah.
Nicely shared, Nikita. And definitely, it is not easy to confess few things of your shortcoming in front of everyone. But accepting it and then moving ahead and growing is something, a great attitude you have. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. And there's one more thing. I don't know if you have remembered, Vijay also shared about work from home challenges. What are the key challenges which happens with work from home? Can anyone unmute and share quickly?
You're always working.
Pardon?
Always working, never ends.
Okay.
The
Always.
priorities, yeah. I mean, it will actually, it takes time to schedule priorities and make arrangements for important things.
Correct. So
That
basically,
is the family being the first.
Exactly. Setting your family team is more important. Once your piece is set at home, automatically the productivity increases in your work office, which was a summary of what he told. And definitely family comes first for that. So amazing, Soumya. One more?
Issue is Soumya currently facing.
Yeah. She has already learned.
Yeah.
one issue.
No.
You want to know?
Not
Do you want to know?
issue,
Okay.
not issue, but problem with working from home.
It's not a problem for me because I love what I do. So it's sometimes I leave my family and I will fully concentrate on here what I'm doing. Those times after I realized, okay, I have not given the time for my family, and then I feel guilt inside. But the next day I will cover it up.
Nice.
But
Good.
family is the important for me. I mean, work goes, other comes. I know.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Soumya, for adding your points. We'll take last one more thing. Who else want to add one more point out of Vijay's session? Vijay covered so many points actually. Yes, Sashi, go ahead.
Vijay also covered a couple of books name. I won't be saying, so some of the other people have to say those.
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
it
he
was
covered a
one
lot
of
of good
hers,
books, right?
one of the, it was what this thing, no, men are from Mars and women are from Venus. That was one. And there is one more now, how to influence people. Wala book, shit, I forgot its
Dale
name.
Carnegie.
Yeah. Yeah, so one of
How
that.
to influence and influence.
Failure is never fatal.
Correct. Yeah. Thank you, Soumya. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm reading it now.
Oh, nice. Nice, nice. So we learned from you then.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm very bad in producing. Giving that
You'll
out.
catch up. You'll catch up, Soumya. You can't escape anyway. Good. Yes, Shiva, you were adding something.
No, one more was success is never final and failure is never fatal. That one more book. Vijay, one more is secret.
One more book on parenting, right? By I forgot his name also.
There was one more, Love and Respect.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Good. Anyone else? Sashi, you were also adding something?
Yeah, bro. So my primary takeaways are Vijay initially showed some statistics about the where he got the data from the Microsoft. The data is analysis based on the few lack of the people, all the full-time employees. So the major insight what I got from the PM was 41% of the employees are considering to leave their current organization. The reason behind that was currently all the employees are doing the work from home option they're doing. So now if there is no relation between a manager and a downline, so it will be the very problematic scenario. Now the inflation rate will be the very more from all the organizations. So that is the one of the takeaways. And the one more thing was strength of the workplace is keep on reducing. This is the data that what Microsoft did on the 3.2 billion messages. Not a small point, it's a very big one. On the base of the 3.2 billion message analysis, they're seeing that work bonding is keep on reducing because a lot of people are coming, joining, and they're leaving the organization, joining back. We don't see the faces and everything. So that's where we need to have that kind of relationship with all the team people and the manager, including the manager as well. So these are my key takeaways.
Amazing, Sashi. Wonderful takeaways. Great. Good. So if anyone else has any takeaway, do put on in the chat box and we'll take that up. So Ash, over to you again.
Thank you so much, Kiran sir. Now I would like to invite Sashi sir for his topic CIR and break the suspense of what is the full form of CIR and explain about it. Over to you.
Thank you, Ash. Kiran, can you give me the sharing it?
It's there already, Sashi. Can you check it?
So I hope my screen is visible. Hi, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone are doing good. So last week, I have covered the different DISC personalities and a lot of things. Now, today, I just wanted to show my DISC report. So usually I won't share my personal data in a public forum, but I felt that a lot of people can be benefited about the art of effective communication with a different personality. So that's where I can show my personal data to you. So before starting out that, I have taken both the DISC report. Maybe you can able to see the name here, DISC report and the CI report. I have taken my DISC report in the end of the last year. Maybe you can see the date here. Maybe I had taken my CI report maybe the recently on the April of the month here. So now I quickly go to the report here. I just don't want to go much detailed about the DISC personality, but I can quickly show the different insights here. So as you people already know, DISC is a meaning of the dominant, influencing, study, and the C is the compliant people. So there are like a different variation of the people. Now, coming to the point, now any personality does not have any weaknesses. I mean, there is no pros and cons. Every personality having the pros and cons will be there. Every personality is having the strength and weaknesses will be there. So there is no good in between these things. He is a good, or the influence is not a good personality. There is nothing something like that. Every personality is good, but every personality is having their pros and cons will be there. But let's suppose if I am a D personality, my primary challenge was the impatient. So I used to face a lot of impatience if I am a D personality. And these are my dislikes and my challenges. If you see my I personality, I people are a lot of enthusiasm people, entertaining people, and a lot of these things. And they seek a lot of recognition. And we have the same thing applicable to the S personality and the compliant personality as well. If you see the C personalities are more of like a director kind of people. They need accuracy and the paperwork. Without the paperwork, without accuracy, they won't much satisfied. So there are a lot of different personalities are there. Yeah, this is the one of the major important insight that I can able to show here. So now we are seeing the three different graphs we are seeing here. So graph one is representing my public figure, how my behavior when I'm surrounding with the different people. And the graph two is representing the privately, what I'm doing when I'm in the private. Let's suppose if I'm in the room, what is my thought process or what is my thinking when I'm in the private. And the thought graph is representing the perceived self, what I'm thinking inside. So let's suppose I may be different to the outside personality, but the inside people will be a little different. So what is my personality inside? So if you see, we already know DISC are the names here. When I'm in the public figure, if you see my personality, it is approximately touching to 7%, which is a very high. So in the public figure, I will be more of like an enthusiasm person and an encouragement person in the public forum. But if you see in my C personality in the public forum is a very pathetic. My D personality and C personality is a very pathetic, because I'm not a directing person when I'm in the public figure. I'm not a very detailed oriented person when I'm in the public. So that's why my D and C personalities are very pathetic, but my I and S are the keep on going high. And if you see my second graph, it is talking about the privately. Even in my private self, my public and my private figure is approximately same. If you see the graph, geometrical shape also. So it is having the 8 points approximately and some 5 points approximately in the S personality. And my both public and private is completely true. And even if you see here, even my internal graph was even approximately the similar shape. If you see the maybe a little of variation, but approximately the same. My D and C personalities are pathetic in both among the public, private, and my inside personality. So where if you see my I personality is the very high, and my secondary personality was the S personality. Even if you see in my public forum, S is my second personality. In the private, S is my second. Even in the mirror also, it is my second personality is the AS personality, where I can able to understand what kind of personality that I am. Maybe I can able to show you one more analysis from these I had taken the couple of months ago. Yeah, where you have seen my 4 months ago, my I personality in the public forum is approximately 3.8, something like that. But whereas if you see in the recently touched to the 7%, see there is a lot of drastic difference in the 4 months only. Why? Because I'm very active in the book club, I'm very active in the PM session, and I'm talking to a lot of folks. Drastically, my public figure and my different communication styles keep on increasing. So that's why there is a lot of deviation from the 4 months back and the current deviation. Now, these are the different good insights. Maybe I can quickly go through due to the time constraint. And here there is a lot of good insights and how do we need to communicate to the people and what kind of things that will be gonna help me. So, and this is the one of the key insight that I just wanted to share with you. You people already know that I'm more of like an I personality, but there is a chance if I need to talk to the D personality, what are the qualities that I need to inhibit? Let's suppose if I'm talking to the D personality, I need to be very confident with them. And I need to be little aggressive when I'm talking to the D personality. These are not any generic data. These all the data is the customized data on my behavioral skills. So let's suppose if I'm talking to the D personality, I need to be little bit controlled because I'm an I personality. I'm a little bit enthusiastic purpose, but I need to be in a little bit more control of that. And these are the different tips that I can able to involve when I'm talking to the D personality. So quick short, you people know my I personality. So when I'm talking to the I personality, I need to be very talkative, optimistic, and very social because I can able to make a relationship with the I personality people. That's not a big deal. But the problem was the C personality. When we need to make a connection with the C personality, I need to be little bit analytical. Because without the facts, I can't able to make a comment on anything with the C personality people. I need to have the paperwork. I need to have some web source link. From this source, I got the, this information. I need to be a little bit statistical in the nature when I'm talking to the more of like a C personality people. Yeah, these are my key things. And the CAR is the combination of the DISC and the career impact report. I think the other people that know about that. And this section is also tells more on the what kind of career it suits for me, because you people already know that I'm an I personality. So there is a lot of insight, and this is also one of the key insight here. Let's suppose now currently I'm in a technical role. Let's suppose if I want to move to the leadership role or business role or management role, whatever it may be, what is my strength in the leadership role? If you see my the median point, it is the threshold point that you can consider. Below all the points, we can consider the fair or average skill set. But above this threshold point line, I can consider that I'm an above average person or a very good personality in terms of the leadership skills. If you see my influencing skills, it's in above average. My influencing skills are, let's suppose a couple of the 100 people are just discussing about, okay, let me share my screen again. Let's suppose we have a group discussion and one of the admin asked one question. I can be the first person who can able to break the ice. So that kind of skill set I do have. So my influencing skills are above average, that I'm pretty good, and that even directing nature is a very pathetic here. Even the directing skills are, as you know, that I personalities won't care much about the detailing in the nature. Even if you see my processing skills, I can able to inspire anyone with any of the relevant example, where my score is an above average, and there are a lot of points that we have dealt with. And my creating skills are very well developed, and my persisting skills. And the major thing was the relating things. Even if you see my book club, most of the book club talks, I used to take the real-time example, maybe from my personal challenge or from some different people. Maybe I can able to relate any personal things to my theoretical talk. So that's where my skill set is very good in terms of the relating things here. And the final thing, I just wanted to close from here. I'm sorry for taking the extra minute of time. So as an I personality, there are a lot of jobs that I can able to suit, because for all the jobs, for all the personality people, it won't suit me, because my personality was an I personality. Because if you see my, I can able to fit, I can be an artist or a broadcast coach, I can be a comedian or a computer or entrepreneur or nurse, lot of things. Even if you see the very good insight was all the jobs require the social skills, maybe the speaking skills or public speaking skills, anything, whatever it may be. So these are the different of the jobs that I personality will be suited. And my second personality was the S personality, and for S personality, administration, business, and the counselor and the database maybe related to the IT related activities. Maybe if I want to be select any of the job, even I can able to pick from my S personality here. So with this one, there are a lot of insight that I can able to show. Maybe in the later point of time, maybe I can show more points on that. So this is what I can able to show you. Thanks for listening to me, and over to you, Ash.
Wow, like it was so captivating presentation that whether you have slip disc or you have this personality, you cannot ignore both of them. So it was a wonderful presentation by you, Sashi sir, and the hard work was very well noticeable. Thank you so much. And now I would like to call Shiva sir with his topic, the flip side of COVID.
Hello, I'm audible, Harsh?
Yes, sir. Very well audible.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. This is Shiva here. Today, I would like to take a topic regarding ongoing pandemic about COVID autonomy. See, C is COVID, means C stands for COVID, confident. See, whatever, if you are getting positive during this pandemic, you should be confident that I can get rid of this COVID, and I can be successful, and we should have a belief in ourselves only that I can overcome this fear. And mostly the people are in this COVID, this one, people are fearing that they lose their confidence that I cannot overcome this battle and all. That's where one most of the thing we should be positive in this scenario. And the next one is opportunities. See, this COVID has given us lots of opportunities in terms of this one, in terms of learning a new things or getting a new job opportunities and all. For me, I got a personal experience in this COVID was, and last month, my parents and my wife got positive. At that time, I invented my new cooking skill that I can make something new to them, and I told them, you taste this and how is the taste and all. And finally, after doing this, I came to know that I cook some good foods and all. And the third one comes V. V is value. Value means, see, we should value our own relation, and money is not only the main thing in this COVID. It has taught a lot of lesson. We should value our friendship, and we should value our relative, those things and all. That is the main thing which it has taught a clear impact in our this one society. And the third one is I. I stands for intelligence. Intelligence, lots of people have good knowledge, and they doesn't use their knowledge. And during this pandemic, lots of new creativity ideas are coming, and lots of new things are coming, like people are creating a social media, like singing songs and giving coming up in social medias and showing their skills and all in social medias, and they have opened up their intelligence. I can do something great initiative in this period. And finally, it's the D stands for dedication. See, whatever we are doing, we should dedicate ourselves. Like if I'm attending that PM every week, I should be dedicated that I should fix a time that during this time I should be dedicated to this PM session for learning some good this one to gain some knowledge and all for Thursday and Friday. That's where this one was about the COVID economy. And one more thing I want to tell, that some topic, that the capacity to learn is a gift, and the ability to learn is a skill. The willing to learn is a choice. It's written by Brian Herbert. That's it, Tash, from my side. Thank you for giving me an opportunity.
Thank you so much, Shiva sir. And the way you were speaking, the aftermath of the COVID, it's still going on, but still you made us aware of that you should have to overcome the fear if you want to achieve something in your life. Thank you so much, sir. And now I would like to call Sahana ma'am with her topic, the velvet touch at office.
Hi, Arsh. I'm sorry, I'm just stuck with something. I think you can take the next person.
No problem, ma'am. So now I would like to call Pankaj sir with the topic, the map is not the territory, part 2.
Pankaj, you're there, kya?
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. My name is Pankaj. In the last book club, I have talked on technical rightness and practical rightness. Technical rightness means to see the obvious, and practical rightness means to see beyond the obvious. Today, I'm going to talk on how to get practical rightness. I will tell you four important points. First is actively listen to a person, understand feelings and emotions. Second is pick up body cues from body language, tone of voice, gestures, and postures. Third is show sensitivity towards person and understand their perspective. Being empathetic and imagining yourself into their shoes and understand the person better. And last is the help more and don't learn. Help more, don't judge. Help people appropriately based on their understanding of their needs and emotions. I will tell you a small story of Ishan Avasti. He's an 8-year-old boy. Everyone might have seen Tare Zameen Par movie. Ishan Avasti is an 8-year-old boy who dislikes school as he finds all the subjects difficult, and he belittled and criticized angrily by both teachers and classmates. After receiving a poor report, Ishan's father sends him to a boarding school. There Ishan sinks to a state of fear, isolation, and depression. Amir Khan, there was Amir Khan. He is a art teacher. He is optimistic instructor. Amir Khan observes Ishan's his unhappiness, and he is not actively participating in class activities. He reviews Ishan's work and concludes that Ishan's suffering from dyslexia is a medical term. Means Ishan's has severe difficulty in understanding letters and words due to dyslexia. After that, Amir Khan he went to his Ishan's hometown, met with his father, and tell the truth what Ishan's suffering from. His father not accepted, and after that his father's realize he feels guilty for his mistreatment towards Ishan. This is due to the his parents not understand the Ishans. So what I'm trying to saying here means first you understand the person well, listen well, and his body language, tone of voice, why he is behaving right. Don't judge and help more. Ladies and gentlemen, the moral is please do not be judgmental. Actively listen to a person. Go beyond the obvious. Go beyond the scene. Understand their perspective, feelings, and emotions, and being empathetic and imagining yourself with their shoes and understand the person better. Thank you, Harsh. Thank you for giving this opportunity, Harsh.
Thank you so much, sir. And it was very well said that you cannot judge a fish by the ability of it to climb a tree. So it was amazing talk, amazing story. And thank you so much for that wonderful talk. Now I would like to call Nikita ma'am with her topic continuation of her leadership strategies.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
Great. I am not sure if I can turn my video on because anyway, last time I wanted to do, well, this time as well, I wanted to use a video. To be honest, I don't like using videos so much. I wanted to use kind of a story, but my internet connection is awful. So I've used videos for first 5 points. And then I realized actually Kiran told me that your video was cutting in between. So, well, all the effort was in vain. So I'm not going to use a video this time. So please let me know if you can't hear me, okay? I'll just share my screen so I go back to the presentation. But, okay, here we go. So I was talking about 10 golden rules for leaders. And oops, let me see if I can put it in presentation mode. Sorry, there we go. Nope. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so the 10 golden rules for leaders, and we've looked at don't expect others to do things that you won't do for them. Fear is commanded, respect is earned. Number 3 was be honest and trustworthy. Help more, judge less, just like Pankaj said right now. And the 5th one was avoid the temptation of adding too much value. Now, the 6th one today, I'm going to talk about arouse interest in others. Now, Dale Carnegie has given a brilliant example in this particular case, which is if your favorite food is, say, strawberries with fresh cream, and if you go fishing and on the hook, if you put strawberries with fresh cream as a bait, you will catch no fish. And that's because that's your favorite food, not the fish's favorite food. So if you want to catch a fish, you need to think what will interest the fish, and your bait needs to be in accordance to that. So I wanted to use a video, again, didn't work. So I'm going to share my screen to show you something else, which is just an example of arousing interest. So just for you guys to know, I work as an educational consultant and I work 1 day a week. Now, if I work only 1 day a week, the rest of the time, I sometimes keep myself available on the phone. So it is need basis. If things go wrong, then they call me. But if things go wrong, I need to be available, which means I need to work more than 1 day a week. And that's something that I definitely don't want. I just want to carry on working 1 day a week. Now, I realized the problem was that the staff at the school was not adequately trained. So that's why there were problems. And every time they had a problem, they would have to call me for that. And this was not great for me. I don't want more work. So I decided, okay, well, I need to delegate, but I need to upskill my staff. Now, if I tell my staff that you guys need to learn to do your own stuff, you cannot call me all the time, obviously they're not going to like it. So I turned things around, and here we go. So this is just, as you can see from the time of the email, this is literally today. So, well, there we go. It is today's email because it only has the time on it. It doesn't, this is today's email. Yeah, there we go. This is all today. So I was talking to some colleagues, telling them that if you do this course, you will earn more money, which is good for you. You will have an additional qualification, which again is good for you, because if you need to change jobs with that additional qualification, you will be able to change jobs as well. So the whole point is, I told my colleagues the benefit of doing certain courses. So that way they would be interested in upskilling themselves. The benefits to them were higher salary and better job prospects. The benefit to me was less work for me because they will be able to handle those jobs themselves and I can delegate easily. So basically, the point is, if you want to get people to do something, you need to arouse an interest in them by telling them how things would benefit them and not just you. And that's kind of the in and out of it. So arouse interest in other people so they would be willing to do things rather than you having to impose things on them. And that's the best leadership lesson for me. So that's about it. Thank you, Arsh.
Wow. Thank you so much, Nikita ma'am, for that true talk that show some interest in others and let them know that you can help them, you can come in their help, then they will also show the same thing back. What goes comes back. Thank you so much, ma'am. And now I would like to call Sahana ma'am with her topic, the velvet touch at office.
Thank you, Arsh. I think it's a new flavor for book club. Very nice to see someone else hosting and, getting to hear comments from a new person is very nice. So I actually wanted to share about this book. This book is actually very short, very simple, but very concentrated because it's how you get people to work. I mean, to be on your side. And I have 3 points to share. First one is when you are not the boss. Second is when you are the boss. And the third one is when how you need to be with your co-workers and how do you need to coexist. I have 3 slides for this. Each topic has 1 slide each. So I will just share my screen. Okay. Okay, so winning with velvet touch, it's an approach for how to have people on your side. So when you're not the boss, a few points that we need to be as a team, be as to be on the side of your manager is to be a good team player, a good listener, and be very prompt with whatever you're replying or whatever you're conveying. And this is very important. The second point is to learn your boss's body language and habits, because sometimes when we know what kind of a person your boss is, especially if you've done your disc, this will help, because if the boss is pretty, a D guy, you'll know how to reply, or an I guy, or an S, or whatever that is. And then you need to stick to the topic while you're in a meeting, and always talk when there's something that is relevant to say, and take notes. So when in future, when there's something that will come up, you can always recall with this. And it's always good to maintain a friendly relationship, but also we need to know where to put our boundaries. And the last one is very important. We need to ask for assessment of our performance, not just during our performance appraisals, but also through the course of time. And one important tip is, if your instinct says that your boss is angry, don't go and give him or her a very sensitive issue, because they will overlap the previous issue and react to this. This is something that you have to be like when you're not the boss. But when you are the boss, be the best you can. So you need to encourage and not disparage or discourage your team. And it's always important, it's important to be constructive than be critical, because if you're a positional leader, you would only expect for results directly, and you wouldn't make the team happy. So if we make the team happy, the results are a lot more better. So it's always good to end with a compliment and applaud success and analyze failures. It's not about we only talk about the failures or the mistakes that has happened, but it's also important for us to be a person who applauds and encourages success, and be receptive to new ideas, because out of the box thinking is always better. And it's good to have healthy competition. And whenever the criticism is happening, I think it's better to give a constructive criticism than just criticizing, saying that you cannot do. In fact, I'd like to share one experience of mine here. A couple of years ago, due to a lot of due to a lot of other activities that was happening in my life, my performance went down, for a course of time. And when my manager was like really furious, I was not able to perform better, because he always dictated things to me, and he did not give me a friendly environment, which actually impacted my performance. And it took a lot of time for me to come back. So if you want to be the best boss, you should react with analysis, and always, because there is more to the story of whatever the person is telling, and you need to give the person the space. I guess in last Vijay's session, he was telling, many people are not willing to stay in the company, or especially new joiners. They just come and they're just given work. They're not given the space to speak about their personal, life, or be more friendly. So I think that way, if you're more friendly, as I said, boundaries are important. It increases the productivity. And this is very important, because co-workers, we need to be coexisting, because it improves harmony. So I'll just read out the points, and I will tell one of my experiences that I had. So you need to be generous with praise. Be generous with whenever you praise, and be cautious while criticizing. I would say it's better not to criticize at all, because it hampers the harmony. And be proactive, and don't let a situation fester, just solve it. Encourage mutual respect of boundaries. This happens when people are from different regions of the country or the world, the languages, and this becomes a little out of the boundary. So we should be sure, we should make them inclusive of the topic that we are discussing. And it's better to avoid gossip, and no one should be excluded. So if possible, please resolve disputes privately without the intervention of your superiors. I think back in office, we used to have the cafeteria, or the vending machine, where we used to go and talk and speak about all of it. But now, since we don't have, it's better to pick up a phone call and say what the issue was. So last month, my own teammate, he's a high D guy, and I'm a high I. So we definitely did not gel along for quite some time. In fact, I knew him for some time, but then for some reason, there was a lot of backbiting happening between the both of us. And we had a team meeting, and my manager addressed this. And I felt like there was something wrong that was happening because we never communicated. In fact, he's just a level below me, but then he always felt like he was above me. And that was a little different. But the step I took is I personally picked up the call, told him that, see, listen, if there's anything that is bothering you, that with my reactions, please let me know so I can correct it. And touch wood, till date, we've never had issues because we've spoken whatever we felt like. And the people with whom you interact with in the workplace represents a substantial amount of your total really communication. So this is what I wanted to share. One last tip that I wanted to say is, if you have a teammate who's celebrating a birthday, an event, please call them, wish them, speak to them nicely, because those small things will improve your team building characteristics, and this will help better results, and you'll be able to be on the person's side. And if there is some issue that comes up in future, the other person will always back you up. So this is what I wanted to share.
Wow, what a confidence, ma'am. And the point-wise presentation, it was really amazing. So I would like to suggest that wear a velvet coat and win with a velvet touch. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I would like to call Shrikant sir with his topic, semi-fluid time boxing.
So, hey guys, am I audible?
Yes, you're very, very audible.
Awesome. So good evening, wonderful souls in this book club. So this week, I just want to talk about something called semi-fluid time boxing. So during this COVID period, we're all suffering balancing between work and life, right? So many people are talking those aspects. They've been split into different pieces. Some are talking about how to deal with post-COVID stress. Some are talking about how you should deal during office. And just wanted to talk to you guys about how you can split all those things into various parts of your life. And this is a framework I ended up after a lot of iterations and research, and it's from 6 books. So actually I kind of have those 6 books here so you guys can refer. So one is Work-Life Balance book by Harvard, and the other one is Deep Work by Cal Newman, and the other one is Kaizen. It's a specific of Japanese book. And the other one is Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. It's about specifically time management and things. And 4-hour work week, how you can work at the same time and have so much time for you. And last one, Atomic Habits, which you might all have heard about it. So coming to this framework, so how I started about this one is, the first one is fixed time boxing. It's the level 1, iteration 1 I did. During fixed time boxing, I actually schedule my whole day into box. 8 to 9 I do this, 9 to 10 I do this, like time to time I schedule. So the problem with this is our mind always wants some free time. So it doesn't want to be, kind of put it in a prison. So the more you detailedly schedule your day, the more it goes out of bounds. Have you ever imagined scheduling your whole day and it becomes more mess than normal it is? So that's what the problem with fixed time boxing is. So I went with semi-fluid. Semi-fluid is where I'll still plan my day, but I swap things. For example, I want to do some podcast recording and then I had a call. So I'll move this podcast recording time to where the call is supposed to be. I'll be swapping the slots. And still the problem with semi-fluid is I'm still stuck with the prison schedule, right? So again, it'll be out of hands. Then I ended up with the new schedule, semi-fluid time boxing. This is where I split my day into 3 parts. So the first part is totally fixed time boxing. So since I wake up from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., I plan like book reading, doing meditation, having some writing about, I'm writing a new book. So writing a book, all these concepts. So in this time, it's purely discipline. It's a prison time. I don't want anyone to disturb during this time. And from 10 a.m. to until 8 p.m. becomes my fluid time boxing. This is where I kind of adjust things. So I juggle between things. So while you are adjusting here, you can actually do things more fluidly without getting stuck, right? And after 8 p.m., I usually sleep around 11 p.m. or 12 p.m. So what happens from 8 to 12 is open time. So this is where no discipline, nothing. You want to watch Netflix, go ahead. You want to read a book today because you're in a mood, read whole night. So all the things that I want to do freely in a day, so I'll do from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. or 12 a.m. sort of. So if you observe the schedule, the first part of the day is actually scheduled into a tough schedule, disciplined one. So initially you will have more willpower over the morning style of the day. So we scheduled in such a way. And as you go further, your willpower decreases. You don't want to do things like, I fix it this time, I want to do this. You're like, Arey bhai, chalne do, I don't want to do anymore. Go to hell with the schedule. I want to do whatever I want. So by the time your little willpower decreases, what happens is we will actually fluidly change it, adjust it, right? And by the evening, you're totally out of the discipline mode. You don't want to do things at all as scheduled. So that is where freestyle comes in. And this freestyle is because in the morning and afternoon, when you are kind of fixing your day, this helps you, motivates you to do some things like after 8 p.m., I can do anything I want, right? You have whole freestyle from 8 to 11. In my way, I wake up at 7, I sleep at 11 or 12. So I schedule this. You can move a little further or a little early. You can adjust between. But the principle here is the starting one will usually supposed to be a discipline. Second one is supposed to be a semi-fluid. And last one is supposed to be freestyle. And this is the semi-fluid time boxing, I call it. And I actually made a podcast on it with a 25 minutes of video. And if you want to know more details on how you can incorporate 12 aspects of life into this schedule, you can go through it. I'll share the link. And this is what I planned for the day. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much, Shrikant sir. And making your mind more flexible to different kind of stuffs, I think it will improve the productivity and efficiency of the mind. Thank you so much for that wonderful confidence, expression, and everything that you showed up tonight. And now I would like to call Kiran sir with his topic, the invisible thread. Over to you, Kiran sir.
Thank you so much, Ash. I hope I am spotlighted. Great. Awesome. So I think there's a beautiful quote which summarizes all of your talk, whatever I've listened to all of you till now. And the quote goes something like this. You think like a wise man, but communicate in the language of the people. You think like a wise man, but you communicate in the language of people. And all of you, I think, Mohini and Sashi and a lot of other speakers who have spoke, you're thinking so many things, but the communication always comes the very key priority. And to go with the invisible thread, let me make it a hype for you so that you get the attention out of it. Achha, how many of you know who is Google CEO? This is something I've learned yesterday from one of the leadership call with my coaches. So how many of you, who's Google CEO? Quick, you have to maybe you can type it out. Sundar Pichai, awesome. So this everyone knows, all right. So how many of you are aware of what is his salary? कितना कमाता है वो?
No idea.
Any guesses? 1 billion. Okay. All right. I know, but won't tell you. Karthik knows. I know that. Okay. Who else? Quick. Give it a guess. Okay. Let me give a reference. So reference is that Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, his salary is I think around $41 million. Okay, so now you can guess. Even the Indra Nooyi, if you know Indra Nooyi, lady CEO, her salary is around $32 million, I think, if I'm not wrong. And MasterCard person, I think the person name I forgot, Visa or MasterCard, his salary again is around I think 24 or $27 million. So now I've given you all top CEO salary. Now tell me what Sundar Pichai salary is. 20 lakhs USD. That is amazing. Good. Any guesses? I'll disclose this in 5 seconds. 75 million. Okay. Yes, he is. Sundar Pichai is single. Not single. I mean, he's married. Yeah. Okay, shall I reveal the secret? So Sundar Pichai's salary is around $281 million. Okay, it's $281 million. Okay, so now this is the highlight. Now, in his journey of where he is right now to be in the topmost sea of this world, 80% of his success has come out of the invisible thread. Can you believe it? And don't worry, because I won't be telling. I'll also share you the clip which he himself will share from his own mouth, how that invisible thread is so important. Okay, so now let me come to the topic. So my topic was to build a winning team. And the acronym which I was talking the last week is TRIP. You know, when you go for a TRIP. The TRIP acronym is T stands for trust, R stands for respect, I stands for initiative, P stands for passion. Okay, T is for trust, respect, initiative, and passion. Trust is something so difficult to get, difficult to earn, and trust always comes in two categories. One is trust on your skill and on your work or on your profile, and other is trust on people. Two things. Okay, one is intangible and one is with your skills, which you can generate out of your own value. And there's like another saying, right? The friendship is slow ripening fruit. Aristotle said this. So whenever you're aspiring to do something big, if you want to become financially wealthy, if you want to become successful in your corporate career, trust is a foundation, and there is no overnight riches. The only reason because every wealth requires trust as a back-end foundation, and trust does not happen overnight, unfortunately. The moment you'll see anything overnight coming, किसी को आपको अगर idea है कि मैं रातों रात अमीर बन जाऊंगा, only reason it won't work is वो रातों रात अमीर बन के sustain करने के लिए trust का foundation चाहिए होता है. The content has to be trustable, and if the content and the team is not trustable, it will all break. So this is the first quality. The second quality is respect. And the funny thing about respect is we all aspire to be respected around our family, around our office, around our work, around book club, also around PIM. Everywhere we want respect. But the flip side of it is that respect, unfortunately, if you want it, you won't get it. The only thing you can do is you have to give more and more respect to people and expect respect in return. I repeat again, you have to give respect, but subconsciously you also have to expect respect in return. It's not that you just keep giving, but subconsciously you're like, मैं देते रहूंगा, but I don't want any respect. Expectation has to be there positively. So if you don't keep any expectation on your goal or an aspiration, you won't succeed. So expectation is the key thing, but it is a very thin line. You give people, but in turn you get when you don't want, but when they give to you. All right. And respect is always earned out of tough situations. I think almost 2-3 months back, when in my company itself, so we had a amazing launch with Accenture. We had a project of 180 crores. And when I joined the company almost 1 year, 1.5 years back, I had no knowledge in Node.js. If you are from technical background, I did not know Node.js. I did not know .NET C#. And I was more of a Python guy. I used to work with Python. And the moment company hired me, there was no profile in Python at all. It was Node.js or C#. Either I accepted or I let it go. And that time when I took the charge, I wanted to overcome that particular mindset barrier. The challenge was that how will my company trust? One part is that if you don't have a skill set, but how will you make sure the company is willing to give you, or you want to lead a project, or you want to start a startup which is worth billions or millions? And that is where the initiative part comes into the picture. While you solve the problems, while you use these acronyms and align a team, start from the scratch, work with them, and make things happen, the respect and trust is earned automatically because you are showing with the results. And it is not going to happen overnight. And what is initiative is all about? The moment I realized I don't know C#, I don't know .NET, how will I learn in just 1 month to do coding? I can't do coding, man. In 1 month, how can I become expert? Not possible at all. What I did, I took an initiative. I talked to all of my team one-on-one, shared the vision, told Kisi, if you work together as a team, we all will win. Trust me, my role is simple. I want to align all of us, and I want to focus on my strengths so that I can complement with your weaknesses, and when we can succeed. Was it easy? No, because every time when you go in corporate or in any part of your life, people will have their own opinions. And if you don't know how to align the collaboration part of it, where you can give key, see, if you do it, you also win. Not only me, you also win. If you can't create that aspect soon, then you cannot execute the project in the deadline. The problem always comes with the deadline. The moment you don't keep deadline, तब तो लगता है कि मैं कभी भी कर लूँगा. It's like I want to start a startup, but मेरे पास deadline ही नहीं है. मैं ठीक है यार 5 साल ले लूँगा. तो आप सबसे मैं relationship बनाऊँगा 2 साल. 2 साल के बाद मैं पिच करूंगा आप सबको आइडिया, फिर बोलूंगा चलो करते हैं बट मेरा पता नहीं आइडिया एग्जीक्यूट होगा कब, कौन से जन्म में आइडिया एग्जीक्यूट होगा. बट द मोमेंट आई हैव अ डेडलाइन, then my goal, my desperation, my frustration, everything will come. Then I can find and pick the right people with me who can work and start putting initiatives. Today the initiative is very simple. Today I think Ash is live example. The moment he got an opportunity, he took initiative. To be honest, I did not follow up since last week when he was appointed for this co-host. Ash pinged me back. He told Kiran, can we connect? I ignored in the first message. Second message, he pinged me back. I did not connect because again I was occupied with work. But he did not give up. Trust me, he did not give up. He again pinged with a polite way. Ping karte karte, he managed to have a call with me maybe in the weekend time. Then we had a 15-20 minutes of call. Then again he prepared and again he came back to me on Monday, Tuesday. And to be honest, this is actually the secret, guys. And the reason I'm telling so detailedly, the to and fro communication which is happening for a common cause, that created the success what Arsh is doing today. And that is so essential. It is very small thing, to be honest, but that gives me sense of trust on Arsh. I know because Arsh is communicating, Arsh is transparent. I know I can trust him. I know I can trust with the vision which we are carrying for PIM and the Growth Express. And that is where initiative comes. And the last again is a follow-up with that is passion. Without passion, all the above three will be empty. Passion is like a fuel, right? And this is where I wanted to end the talk. But yeah, definitely before ending the talk, I'll share you the clip of Sundar's Pichai. So I think most of you will really like it. Let me share my.
You're a great technologist yourself. But what is Sundar Pichai like as a leader?
I think.
What is your leadership style?
When you're trying to run something at the scale of Google, we have now over 60,000 people, and you rely on other strong leaders. I think a lot of what I do is, I have an outstanding leadership team. It's learning to let go and really empowering people, at all levels of the organization, and trusting them to doing the right thing. And as a leader, a lot of your job is to make those people successful. It's less about trying to be successful and more about making sure you have good people, and your work is to remove barriers, remove roadblocks for them, so that they can be successful in what they do. And so that's how I've always thought about it. I've also valued teamwork quite a bit. And I think it's really important to build organizations where people actually want to work together. Yeah. Everything comes out of that. So setting up collaborative cultures is another big thing I try to focus on.
So it's not about one person, it's about the team.
That's right. Yeah.
And if your team succeeds, you also succeed with them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Great.
Cool. So I guess you know the secret now. $280 million salary. What skills you want to have? Leadership, communication, teamwork. Trust me, if you don't have any skills, if you don't have any knowledge, but if you have one skill of building teams and making sure you work with them and creating a sustainable environment, that skill is priceless. So that's all I wanted to share. So just to summarize the TRIP acronym, T is trust, R is respect, I is initiative, and P is passion. All right. Thank you so much. Over to you, Ash.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? Because today my network is so poor. Is it?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah. Kiran, I would like to share my screen before I start.
Sure.
Yeah. So today my talk is a little bit different, guys, because today I'm not talking, I'm taking you all to a journey. And for that journey, I would request you all to just believe me for a few minutes and do whatever I will tell you to do. And one more thing, I want you all to have a pen and a paper with you. And also, apart from this, when you are going to do this activity, what I will right now will ask you all to do, you all have to be you have to do it with all your emotions and feelings. Don't resist, don't hesitate, because you are in such a in this group. You do it as if you are sitting alone in a quiet room and you are doing it. Then only it will be actually beneficial for you all. So are you guys ready? So all the best from my side and enjoy your ride. So to start the ride, I would like you all to close your eyes first, everyone. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Now, what you have to do is you have to recall and imagine your 12 years old self. Imagine that innocent face, that smile, that laugh. Your 12 years old self. How was you at that time? Now, at that time, what you wanted to be when you grow up. I want you to remember what was your aim, what type of person you wanted to be when you become older, what you wanted to become by the time you got to this age, what you are now. Now, guys, come back to the present moment. Don't open your eyes. Just be on this moment. Feel this moment. And think now what your present dreams are. What is your goal in life now? What you want to do in your life now and ahead in your life. Now, imagine your death. See, guys, death is a truth of our life. So don't get scared when I say death. You just imagine for a while that this day is the last day you are given. Now, come back to the present moment, which is the reality of your life. You are alive, and this is the best thing we have. We still have all the time to fulfill our dreams, right? Now, you can slowly open your eyes, everyone. And now I would like you all to answer a few questions. These are personal questions. First 3 questions you have to write just yes or no. And the last 2 questions you can write. These are totally your personal thing, but you have to do right now. So this is the first question. Have you been taking your life for granted? Just write a yes or a no. Next question. Do you not deserve everything you dreamed of? Just a yes or a no. Are you doing everything in your power to achieve your dreams? Now, what do you think would be 1 or 2 steps or area that you need to improve or work on to make your dreams come true? 1 step, 2 step, or any area that you have to improve. Write it down. And the last question, what is that 1 step, that 1 thing you can do today to get closer to your dream? 1 thing, 1 step you can start with from today. Thank you, guys. So I'm stuck.
Amazing. That's an amazing way to make people realize where they are right now. Thank you so much, Shraddha. Awesome. So we'll go next I think Arsh, you are back. We have Rohit also on speaker. Arsh, we have covered Shraddha. Can take other speakers for there.
Okay, sir, fine, sir. So now I would like to invite Rohit, sir, with his topic, atomic habits.
Yeah, thanks, Arsh, and thank you, Kiran. So my topic is the continuation of my previous talk, where I was discussing the first 2 points on the atomic habits, and first one was the just one minute. Yes. So small changes has huge impact, and habits are the repetitive experience. So today I'm going to talk about the 4 steps to build our habit. So there is a process to build any habit. First is the cue, second is the craving, third is the response, and fourth is the reward. So what is a cue? Okay, so imagine you are in a situation, you are trapped inside a room where there is no window, no door, nothing. You are just trapped. So that is a cue. Second, you are trying to get out of that room. That is craving. So after some time, after working for some time, after thinking, after lots of effort, you find some way to get out of that room. Maybe you find some tunnel, you find something, or maybe you dig some hole in the wall. That is response. Once you get out of that room, that is your reward. So when we develop our habit, these 4 fundamental things, they shape our habit, how our habits are developed. So there are 4 ways we can, there are 4 set of rules basically that we can use to develop any habit. One is make your habit obvious. So when I say make your habit is obvious, that means whatever your habit is, you don't want to be something that you cannot do. Let's say your habit is reading books. So what author has expressed that if you want to read books, that put your books near the desk. Or someone also said that if you want to read a books, those books should be near to you so that you can grab them by your hand like this. Right? I always have 1 or 2 books in my desk. Anytime if I want to read that book, they are in front of me, or maybe they are behind of me, I can just grab them. So that's the one thing. So make it obvious, make it attractive, right? So when I say attractive, or it's a habit, so one thing comes in my mind, that is cricket. So if you want to play a cricket and you want to wake up in the morning, nothing in this world will stop you from waking up at 6 a.m. Maybe you will wake up before 6 a.m. because that active, you want to play cricket. Instead of playing cricket, if someone say tomorrow morning you need to make a breakfast, or make do something that you don't want to do, right? You will not promise me, trust me, you will not wake up even after 8. Okay, so that's the problem with the habit. It should be mummy theek hai. Sorry, my mother is calling. Okay, she will not stop calling if I don't say yes. Okay, so that's the second thing. It should be attractive. Okay, so whatever you are doing, whatever habit you are trying to develop, it should be attractive. Third thing, make it easy. So when I say easy, one thing that comes in my mind, or maybe lots of things, one important thing comes in my mind is our to-do list, or our day list that we want to do. We make lots of things like सुबह उठूंगा ये करूंगा, फिर एक्सरसाइज करूंगा, फिर पढ़ूंगा, फिर मीटिंग ज्वाइन करूंगा, फिर ये करूंगा, वो करूंगा. आप में से कितने ऐसे लोग हैं जो ऐसा कर पाते हैं? How many people of you are actually here who actually can follow our to-do list for a day or for a month? That's not possible. Why? Because it's not easy. It's so tough. We are putting so much of thing in one day. I discussed with Kiran some time back. He gave one wonderful way to achieve your goal in a day, that you should, if you are not able to achieve the thing that in a day, you can achieve in 1 week. So break those things in a week, right? Like that, right? But what we are doing, we are forced brain. आज ये करना ही है, नहीं तो मैं शाम को मर जाऊंगा, मतलब something like that. मतलब करना ही, कुछ भी हो जाए यार, मतलब मैं करके रहूंगा, ऐसा थोड़ी होता है. It should be easy, right? If you are trying to develop some habit, see, till tomorrow, you are not able to do anything. Now you are trying to become a CEO of some companies or something like that, right? You're putting so much effort. Maybe for 1 or 2 days you can do it, but after some time you will fail, right? So it should be easy habit. Habit should be easy, right? Because our mind want the easiness. Once that easiness, you achieve, after that you can increase the intensity. It can be tough. Last but not the least is make it satisfying. So whatever you're doing, it should be satisfying to your brain. Otherwise, what will happen? It will break apart. You will not get instant reward. So something like if you want to achieve if you want to do some big task, break it into a small task and achieve those small milestone, so that your brain think that okay, I'm doing something great. It will get this dopamine, and you will get motivated. Yeah, आज तो मैंने कुछ करा है, right? भले ये ना छोटा सा करा, right? After that you will do the second part of the problem, third part. So you will get the instant reward and you will get motivated. So there is this last line, that is what is immediately rewarded is what is immediately rewarded is repeated, what is immediately punished is avoided. So basically what it means that if you are getting reward even after some small task, you have the motivation to do it again and again. If you are punishing yourself, obviously your brain will try to avoid next time. So that's the thought here. So that's it, I think. What you ask? Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Rohit sir. And it was a wonderful talk. It was including a lot of humor, and we were enjoying the entire talk. Thank you so much. Now I would like to call Nikhila ma'am with a topic, brain rules.
Thank you, Arsh. Okay, so thank you, Arsh and Kiran, sir, for this opportunity. So let me just share my screen. Okay, so is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, today I'm going to talk about the topic which is called the brain rules that I started in my last book session. Yep. So in my last session, I have spoken about rule number 1, which is exercise boosts brain power, and I also shared about why exercise and physical activity is very important in our daily lives, and how it helps our brain to be more effective, our brain to work more effective. And also I have spoken about one important part of the brain, which is the hippocampus, and plays a major role in learning and memory. Today I'm going to talk more about this part. Okay, so these are the various important parts of our brain. This picture I have taken it from the internet. Okay, so as you can all see here, right, the hippocampus, which is a limbic structure, and it plays a major role in learning and then memory part. So what happens when we actually do a physical activity? So when we actually do a physical activity, this part of our brain, the size of it will increase. So it helps us to do more learning, and as well as better memory. So for better memory for ourselves. So how this size matters? So as we age, this actually the size of hippocampus shrinks. So when it shrinks, it may affect the brain parts in terms of illness. Like that illness may be some Alzheimer's disease, or the depression, or some other disorders. So suppose, let's say, let me take an example. Suppose if any person met with an accident, so one kind of trauma that person will undergo, and it decreases the size of hippocampus, and which eventually leads to a depression state. So as doctors suggest us, right, do walk at least 1 hour per day. So this is the main thing. So if we do physical activity every day in our daily lives, it is going to increase the size of the hippocampus, and which in turn helps us to learn more, and then to memorize the things, and it also helps us in for long term memories. So that's what I wanted to share today. So I think, yeah, I shared, I have created a value to everyone's life here. So again, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Nicola ma'am, for that wonderful.
So we have a few minutes before we turn out 11. Ash, it was really nice having you, and you really, really good job. Although I wanted to share so many things about you, maybe next book club will appreciate few about your hosting strategies, which I picked a few of the things, and people also can comment. But yeah, that's really amazing, Ash, the way you hosted, and definitely all of you spoke really nicely. And one, before we go to the conclusion, we'll quickly ask Soumya to summarize in 3 minutes. Soumya, if you are there, you can quickly summarize the book club talks in 3 to 4 minutes, and then we'll go with the photo shoot, and then come to an end to that.
Sorry, talk. Just a second. No, I started from Uma's talk. She spoke really well, and she spoke about managing speed and quality. She shared her own experience and how did she manage her deliveries. His manager was expecting speed, but and quality. So we need to have a balance between that. So she was telling about that, and then practical rightness. Pankaj just said, speak, help more, do not judge. That's what Pankaj was telling. And velvet touch in office. That was one of the very nice talk. When she covered 3 good things, like when you are not a boss and when you are a boss, what you want to do and how to keep your workers excited. Sahana shared this talk, and Shrikant Dodi shares shared between work-life balance, and he gave nice he gave nice time breakup, how to break the time, like free time boxing or something, fixed time, and how to divide your day schedule between. He explained about work-life balance basically.
Discipline, semi-fluid, and freestyle. I think these 3 were the
Freestyle, semi-fluid, and
discipline.
Boxing. Yeah. First, everyone should have a habit of keeping a disciplined life for first few hours of their morning, and then move to semi-fluid, and then move to freestyle. That's what he said. That was nice. And then Kiran talked about leadership trip skills. That is trust, respect, initiative, and passion. Shraddha told about perspective exercises, like she took us for the trip, and Rohit explained about atomic habit, like how small changes helps your small changes in daily life helps you to keep in place, and he explained about the building habits. So he explained more points, 4 points of habits. That is, one is obvious. Habits should be obvious, and it should be attractive, and it should be easy, and it should be satisfying. Those 4 points. And last but not least, Nikhila said about the brain roots, hippocampus, and how exercise helps us to keep the brain active. That's it. So I think I have missed some points, like some talks.
Awesome. You covered almost most of the talk, Soumya. Really did a great job. Amazing. Thank you so much for summarizing. You covered Supra, Mohini, Uma, Shraddha, Sashi, and Shiva.
Starting.
Supra was 10 master key to start a day. And Pankaj, done, Nikita, Sahana, Shrikant, Shraddha, Rohit, Nikhila. Good job. Thank you so much, Mohini, for summarizing the talk. Cool. So before we end, we'll quickly take the photo, and I think Sashi also will share a feedback form again to understand this week's winner. I don't know who will be the winner for this week, but yeah, Sashi, if the form is ready, share it everyone, and let me just go with the gallery view for the photo. I know it is little late today, but yeah, it's all right. Kabhi kabhar chalta hai. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Great. So thank you so much for your smiling face. I think Sashi also shared one Google form. If you're just there for next 2-3 minutes, do click on it and share your voting and the feedback.